What exactly is going on at the IEBC? Huh? You know, this is very worrying to Kenyans. On the eve of the elections, when the elections are 60-something days away, yeah, and then we have such drama within the IEBC, where there appears to be some infighting, and this infighting is even causing delays, which may mess us up for the scheduled August 8th elections. Now, I have a very explosive revelation, which actually appeared in Club 1999 about a day or two ago, that would explain some of these things that are happening, and is indeed very worrying. Okay, if you're not yet a member of Club 1999, it's very easy. Just go to the description of this video on YouTube. That's above the comments. There's full explanation there of how to be a member. Anyway, what is going on at the IEBC is extremely worrying. Even for those who do not have the information I've just talked about, definitely there's something going on here. What is clear is that there appears to be a kind of struggle, yeah, within the IEBC between some certain forces, dark forces if I can call them that, who want some sort of control over things, and then on the other side are the professionals who are determined to retain their professional integrity, professionals who are patriotic and want to do service to Kenyans impartially, without favoring and without fearing. Clearly, that is the long and short of it, and it's very disappointing to Kenyans. It is extremely worrying to Kenyans at this 11th hour that you should have such drama going on within the IEBC. You send somebody on leave, compulsory leave for 30 days, and the end of that leave happens after a very crucial thing happens within the IEBC, and that is testing of the equipment that is going to be used during the elections. So you send the person on leave, and you make the days of the leave in such a way that he will come back after that important event has been done. What? That raises questions. That is very worrying. And it should be worrying to every Kenyan, whatever side of the political divide they fall. And that's not all. There's another very bizarre, strange incident that has happened within the IEBC. There's a presidential candidate, independent presidential candidate, known as Peter Solomon Gishira, who is now in police custody. Okay? Why is he in police custody? The police say when he went to the IEBC and was denied clearance, he broke the window on the 5th, 6th floor of the building and tried to jump to commit suicide. Therefore, he has been arrested and is going to be charged in court on Monday for malicious damage to property and attempting to commit suicide. Now, that is the official story. Now, the story amongst Bona Gishira's campaign managers and those who are close to him, they are saying that story is a mere fabrication, that the man would never commit suicide or attempt to commit suicide. And then they have another even more interesting tale to tell. They talk about harassment, you know, ever since this man declared his candidature for the presidency. Yeah, harassment over small things, you know, going to the IEBC, frustrations, you know, rules being created specifically for him, you know. Now, if you read the information which Club 1999 members have, this would make a bit more sense to you, but let me just explain it further. Let me point you in the right direction without the benefit of the information. Now, you would laugh if you're told that this person is a threat, because the first question you'd ask is, a threat to who? A threat to what, surely? Because you know this is a two-horse race within the two major candidates. Of course, that's true. But let's look at it another way. You know, in politics, as I've always said, it's a dirty game. There could be so many different motives in this. Okay? Now, hypothetically, let's just take, for instance, that this candidate has some certain information. And this information is of a very sensitive nature. Now, when you clear somebody to stand for the presidency, you give him access to the media. You give him access to Kenyans, where he can be able to address Kenyans, and Kenyans stand up, or Kenyans sit up and pay attention. You get my drift? I'll not go beyond that. But the long and short of this is that we are a democracy. Anybody is free to stand for the presidency. Anybody. Even Kumekucha can stand for the presidency if he so wishes. Even you can stand for the presidency. The issue is not winning or losing the presidency. The issue is that as a democracy, anybody is allowed their democratic right. of being able to stand for the presidency without being hindered, without being harassed. Granted, we have dirty tricks in politics. It is possible in politics to plant a candidate for a specific purpose. I mean, I'm telling you, when the end of these elections comes after August 8th, and we sit down to analyze, we'll find that this is the election which has been the most evil, with all kinds of evil plans on the side, blah 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 blah. Anyway, the current goings-ons inside the IEBC and the current stories, funny stories linked to IEBC are not good. They're not good for the elections. In fact, concerning this independent candidate who is held by police have refused to release him, and yet it's his right to be released on bail. Yeah, it is there in the constitution. Now the excuse the police are using is that they're scared he could commit suicide. Now that already makes me very suspicious, extremely suspicious, knowing how our police work, knowing our security system here. That makes me very suspicious and makes me want to listen more to his campaign managers, the other side of the story, his campaign managers and those who are close to him. Because surely those who are close to him would hate to have their loved one released to commit suicide. Yeah, makes sense? Yeah. So that is strange. And then coupled with the strange infighting within the IEBC and also the very strange behavior of those who are in charge of the IEBC, I think this is reason for great concern as Kenyans. Now I urge you, whatever side of the political divide you stand, I urge you to use your brains on this one, not your fingers to quickly type an abusive comment that, oh, you hate Uhuru. And who says I hate Uhuru if I question what the IEBC are doing? Who says I hate him? Who says I don't want him to win the presidency if I point out something to do with the IEBC? Yeah? Who says I'm supporting Raila when I say that there's this wrong and that wrong with the IEBC? What has happened to our country? What has gone wrong with our country? Yeah? This is a cause for concern. For instance, in the last video I did, I made a comment about the G7 meeting and the invitation of our president to that meeting. And it was very interesting that people were actually making comments without even viewing the video or listening to what I had to say. And you would see that the comments were not in tandem with the video at all. You would think that the comments for another video somewhere else. Gosh, I don't know what's going on with Kenyans. Personally, I believe these issues we discuss here are very serious national issues. Yeah? And to cheapen them with cheap Facebook comments which people are used to make cheap Facebook abusive comments is not acceptable. Yeah? And anybody coming to this channel should know that this is a channel for grown-ups, this is a channel for the mature, and I'll do everything in my power to keep it for the mature. Yeah? There's plenty of space in Facebook to make your abusive comments and all those other funny comments you want to make abusing people. Here we talk facts, we argue factually without the abusive side to it. This is Chris Kumekucha. Till next time, thank you for listening to me.